This is Leonardo speaking about Kylian Mbappe. He said, the only thing I can say is that nothing has changed compared to the last 2 days. It's the same situation. Gab Marcotti now joining us to talk about this. What can you tell us about Mbappe, Gab?
Nothing's changed. It's the same situation. You just heard it there. Nothing going on, nothing to see here. Look, I think at this stage, what we're looking at is sources very close to Florentino Perez, including Jose Felix Diaz from Marca, said that they believed a move was imminent. They've obviously made, I think now it's 3 offers, bumping them up each time. Paris Saint-Germain officially saying that he's not for sale. Privately, certainly media have reported that if they reach a certain number, I think 220 million euros, that's their valuation. Personally, the way I see it, I just don't see the value in Real Madrid continuing to pursue this and increasing the number when, as I've said many times, Kylian Mbappe wants to move. Kyliano is the fact that I've been covering Cristiano all day. Kylian Mbappe wants to move to the Bernabeu, and you can get him for nothing on January 1st. But I think all this shows is, I think Real Madrid wants to send a message to the rest of the world that he's their guy, that they're serious about it, and I think they want to make sure as much as you can that between now and January 1st, when you can sign that contract, nobody else comes close to him. I don't believe that they realistically think that Paris Saint-Germain are going to relent.
So what do you think's actually going to happen then this summer, Gab?
Again, Real Madrid say they're really, really confident. Maybe they are. Maybe that 220 million figure is right. Maybe it's a little bit below that. To me, it makes absolutely zero sense to spend that money now. And so I kind of think that, like I said, this is about laying out a marker. Mbappe stays. He's a professional. Does not extend his contract, obviously. And then January 1st, he commits to Real Madrid for next season. And what that means is that all this money that would be going to Paris Saint-Germain to strengthen the squad, and don't forget, they're going to be rivals for Real Madrid in the coming years, all that money, instead of going to Paris Saint-Germain, some of that money is going to go to Mbappe, and a lot of that money is going to go to strengthen Real Madrid even further next season. And I genuinely think that's the most logical thing to do. And I think ultimately, I just can't help but wonder whether he's making all these bids knowing that Leonardo's going to turn them all down.
If he does stay, Frank, how is he going to be received back in Paris? Will it be okay for him for the season ahead with the fans?
Yes, it will be, as long as they have results. The fans, they booed him, when the speaker launched Mbappe's name, before the game against Strasbourg. But it was before he was on the field. When he was on the field, he produced, scored a goal, gave 2 assists, and the fans, they were backing him up. So it won't be any problem, as long as they have results and they know the strengths and the power of Mbappe, inside on the field. So I don't see any problem whatsoever. They want him to stay. They boo him because they're desperate to see him staying and lining up with Messi and Neymar. They want to see that history coming up, and it's why they push him to stay, and they're desperate to see him staying.
Shaka, it sounds like obviously crazy money when you know he's free next year. Mm-hmm. But given the fact that he's free next year, maybe Real Madrid are thinking, okay, well, many others might come in for him and be able to attract him then, including PSG, if it's a good year this year.
Yeah, listen, that's always your risk when he is in everybody's price range and on free transfers. A similar discussion we're having around Erling Haaland and his release clause in 12 months' time. But if you're Real Madrid and you know that the player has in the past made it no real secret that he'd love to wear the white of your club at some point in his career, I think, to Gab's point, I think you're doing the right things. You making an effort, not really expecting that you're going to sign him, but it says to everybody else that he's ours. It says to Kylian Mbappe and his team that we are this interested in you. But secretly, you would prefer to wait 6 months or 12 months, as the case may be, get him on that free transfer. You can give him the kind of contract that he clearly wants, and it affords you to do so much more with the money. So I think this is a win-win for Real Madrid in that if PSG continue to have a hard stance as as they've shown so far.
So Real Madrid making noise to be seen to do so, do you think, Craig?
Well, I echo everybody. I think patience is the key here. I mean, it's all they have to do is wait less than 5 months and they can sign the player on a pre-contract. And whilst there's always a risk that a player could be turned by somebody else, I think it's unlikely in this scenario because he's made it clear that that's where he wants to go. And so, as Gab was saying, it makes no sense, particularly in this financial climate, when you're trying to rebuild your squad, which Real Madrid are trying to do and going to have to do, is to go out and splurge a couple of $100 million plus on a player who you can sign in a free contract in 5 months' time. So patience is the key here. That might not be what Kylian Mbappe wants to hear, but I think that's going to be the best prudent business all round for Real Madrid, and I think he'll be a PSG player until the end of the season. Yeah, and you can keep up to date with all the latest on what's going on with Kylian Mbappe and other moves in the transfer window over on our website.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.